Hi guys, and welcome to my best bits of 2023. So I'm going to take a very quick look at some of my favourite moments on the channel over the year. But I wanted to kick off by saying thank you to everyone who's liked, watched, shared, subscribed this year. The channel's taken a massive uptake in views and engagement from you guys, and I'm sure it's just because I've become a lot more sort of consistent with my posting. So hopefully you like what's happening. There's some really cool stuff planned for next year. If you caught one of my last videos, you'll have heard that I'm relocating to the northeast, which means a lot of different content. So there'll be a lot more game fishing, sea trout, salmon, trout, that sort of thing. There'll be some really sort of diverse saltwater stuff as well as some really beautiful picturesque locations where we'll be continuing to fish for things like perch and pike. So yeah, hopefully you're excited to see some of that. So we're going to jump straight in. I'm going to share my top 5 moments of the year. So we'll start off with number 5. This is a venue that's very quickly became one of my favourites, and I'm going to really miss not being near to it in the winter. It's something that you can't really replicate anywhere else, and especially up there in the North East, it's just not going to happen. So this is from Hoochins in Colchester, somewhere I drop on pretty regularly throughout the winter, starting last year, for catfish and zander on lures. Now, what I didn't expect is what happened on this particular day, and I will drop that clip in here. Oh, straight into a fish. Look at that. What's this? What is this? Oh, might be a cat. It's got to be a cat. Well, fish, big ones, something big. I've got absolutely no idea what it is. It might be a carp, you know. Doesn't feel like a catfish at all. It was a really weird bite. It just like it hit on the drop, but the first 5 seconds of the fight, it came right to the surface, like way out.
That's a cat.
I don't think it is. I think it's a carp.
Big headshot.
I'm beating it too quick for it to be a catfish, I think. Unless it's a small catfish. That's why I haven't felt it up the line.
That's crashing out of that tree over there.
Just want to see it now. Oh, don't go that way.
Oh, no, it's a carp.
Is it a carp? It's a weird fight. If it's a carp, I probably foul hooked it. I think that's eating the mouth. That's eating that lure.
It's a nice carp.
That's it.
That's a lovely.
Look at it. Look, the lure's in its mouth. Oh my God.
That's really cool.
What the hell?
It's in.
That is mental. Well, that is exactly what we was expecting. I'm doing everything I can not to catch a zander, it seems. I don't know if it caught it in the video, but it was absolutely squarely hooked in the mouth, and then the hook came out in the neck because obviously we're using barbless jigs. Yeah, I've caught carp on like drop shot, creature baits on the bottom, but moving shads, a bright green 3-inch shad is just weird. And it wasn't moving slow either. It was on the fall on a 5-gram jig head. But yeah, so I'll tick that one off and we'll get it back. I genuinely didn't even consider that was a carp when I hooked it. I was absolutely convinced it was a catfish. I've caught carp on lures in the past, but much more slower tactics like drop shot, dragging creature baits on things on the bottom, fishing really slow, Ned rigs, that kind of thing. But never on something fairly quick moving like a 3-inch shad on the fall on a relatively heavy jig head, 3.5 grams, so on a 3-inch shad. It just not something that's happened before. Now, something that I did a lot of this year is topwater fishing. I've dabbled in topwater fishing in the past for freshwater stuff, but really it was reserved for my saltwater bass fishing. I do a lot of topwater fishing for bass. It's my favourite way to fish for them. But I made a conscious effort this year to really hone my top water fishing for freshwater species, so for pike and for perch and for chub. I didn't do much chub fishing, but I did a little bit. So probably the best fish I caught this year was, or you know, the one that I appreciated the most was a perch. I caught on top water. I caught loads of small jack pike up to sort of doubles. But this particular day, and number 4 in our list, was a really difficult day. And this perch here really meant a lot to me, and it's even more incredible when it's on top water. So take a look. Yep. Perch. Nice perch. Yeah, it's a few of them there, I think. Mate, have a cast, because I had a follow before the cast before as well. Quite wanted that. That's gone. Yeah. Okay, well, apart from a pike that I didn't get on camera earlier, and the one I lost a little bit about 5-10 minutes ago, it's been a bit quiet, but we have managed one of the target species, which is a perch, and it's quite a good one as well, especially for this river, and on the top water. Look at that. Proper old gnarly one, super skinny off spawning, huge head, scar marks all over it. It's, it'll have a few tails to tell with this one, I think, but we're going to chuck it back and keep on moving. I think the game is going to be sort of stick and move, just pinch a couple, move on, and try and bump into them, which is exactly what we did with this. I don't know how well it came across in that video. I hadn't quite got my audio sort of dialed in that early in the year yet. I think I've sort of got it synced up a little bit better now. The audio wasn't fantastic in that video. But I was so made up with that fish, and the sound they make. Perch make a totally different sound when they take a top water than bass or pike. Pike's just more of a crash out. They sort of crash through the bait and just take it. Bass is quite explosive. You get a big sort of, but perch is like a deep sound. It's like a gulp, and it's so recognisable. So I doubt that you can pick it up in the video. I can probably hear it because I'm listening for it. But yeah, I think that's one of the things I like most about top water fishing for perch. Okay, next on the list, something else I've sort of dabbled with in the past and not really done much of is fly fishing for coarse species. I've done a bit for carp and for chub and other things in the past. This year I was very lucky to join Mr. Page, Andy, on a trip to a very special water down in the southwest, and we had 2 full days pike fly fishing, and it was an absolute baptism of fire for me. The first day was really tough. I can't even remember if I had anything on the first day. I think Andy did, and maybe I didn't. I can't remember. But the second day we really worked it out, and we twigged how the fish wanted it and where they were. And we ended up with 20 pike that day to the boat, which was just incredible. And the highlight by far for me was this, which is it was number 3 on our list, and is my PB pike at just a little over 19 pounds. So take a watch of this. Yeah. Oh, come off. On again. I think so. More? I think so, yeah. Ooh. Change that one. Oh. Oh, a little one, isn't it? I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. Oh, maybe it is a big one. Just got like very small, short head shakes. Yeah. Yeah, it's got a bit of dub on it. Yeah. What a joy. Just spit up a trout, look. Look at it. Yeah. Just a rotten trout. And it had 2 goes at that. I had it hooked, or I had the hook fly in its mouth and it let go.
I'm in a straight line, straight in the net. Hello, buddy.
Cheers, mate. Okay, well that is my PB fly called pike. We've been jacked up until now. This one we worked it out. We'll still work out exactly, but it's about £19. It's very pissed off, so we're nice and quick. We're missing bite time. I can feel that Andy's glaring me down, so we're going to get it back. But there we go. Cracker. Honestly, the fight that fish gave was it's so different on a fly rod than like on a spinning reel or a bait caster, because the reel does most of the work for you. You're so connected to a fish with a fly rod and a fly reel. It's a totally different fight. And yeah, I was over the moon with that. Hopefully, my fingers crossed, I've got some plans to go and fish for some even bigger fish this year on the fly. So who knows, maybe that PB won't last all that long. We can only hope. Okay, next on the list, and this was a toss-up. My number 1 and number 2 choice, I couldn't really make a choice between them because they was both special to me in different ways, but perhaps controversially, this is what I've gone with for number 2, and it was myself and Andy's Lake Challenge video where we actually won the tournament. Now, it probably wasn't one of my most watched videos, mainly because it was so long. We had 4 days out in the water. Well, we had a half day looking, searching, using the electronics, couldn't fish, and then we had 3 full days of fishing back to back for this particular tournament. It was draining, it was hard on us physically, us mentally, on the equipment. You know, I didn't get a lot of the footage I wanted to get, so I sort of mishmashed it all together into one really long video. I think it's like 40 odd minutes. So I can understand why not many people are going to sit and watch that through, but there is some absolutely golden moments in it. So there will be in the link in the description, there will be links to all these videos. So if you do fancy going back and watching these ones, that is one I do recommend you going and look if you've got a little bit of time to kill. There's some really brilliant moments where we get super excited over the fish we're catching because we know roughly where it's placing us. But what this particular clip I used for this video is when we actually got presented with the winners' medals or the trophies and got announced as the winners. So we'll cut to my number 2 choice here.
The winners, the first team actually during the Lake Challenge, the best team of the 2023? Yes, 2023. Team number 3. 735 points. This is net score. And the page. And Charlie Capello. Come here, guys. The winners of the Lake Challenge 4. Guys, before you take the prizes, now is this moment. Andy and Charlie, the Lake Challenge winners. Come on!
We gotta get each other!
Congratulations, that is really a massive challenge.
I think that's got to be up there with one of my most impressive angling achievements. You know, there were some really good anglers in that tournament, and me and Andy had to really graft to even place. So to come first was absolutely amazing, and it was so down to the wire. I think with like 30 minutes to go, there was a few centimetres in it between us and Kev Cox and Tom Hunt, who finished his second, and it was backwards and forwards. It was absolutely nail biting. It's the sort of thing you wish was televised, because it would have been brilliant to sort of watch that live as it was happening. So yeah, I have to thank Andy for that. You know, he was the skipper of the day really, and I contributed with a couple of fish, but really I was there to help guide the team and sort of pick us up when we needed it. So yeah, that was my number 2. My number 1, it doesn't, probably for a lot of people watching this won't really understand why I chose this as my number 1 moment on the channel this year. But there's a couple of reasons. Firstly, as you know, I'm moving to the northeast. I'm leaving Hanningfield, and it's quite a big thing for me. Hanningfield's been such a big part of my life for such a long time. I've been fishing there since I was 12 years old. So it's quite a big thing for me moving away from that. And as we all know, like the predator fishing is my thing. I've caught some big perch in Hanningfield before, but I've never really nailed on a pike, and I still haven't caught one myself. But we had theories about it that I never ever sort of really put into practice. And I had an opportunity to do that with Tommaso Martinelli. We'd arranged days fishing. We sort of had an idea of what we wanted to do, but the reality was I was really, what's the word? Pessimistic is probably the best way to describe it. I was pessimistic that we was even going to see a fish, let alone catch one. So I set us up on a drift where I had an inclination there might be fish, and Tom had his ways of his idea of how he wanted to fish, and as did I, and they were different. And I learned a lot that day from Tom. And literally, the first cast, we had no electronics, we had no drogue, we had no nothing. We was just rods, bags, nets in a boat, and that was it. First cast, and Tom banked into a fish, and that is the reaction we both felt and had at that moment. Like, Tom was so excited, I was so excited, both for totally separate reasons. It was just a really, really cool moment to be a part of. So I will put in my number one choice here. Just in case, I'm gonna set this net up.
Yeah, you never.
It always happens when you don't set it up, doesn't it?
No. It's a very slow sinking jerk. So.
It's probably perfect for here.
Okay, you go ahead, mate.
Good luck. Let's do it.
There you go. So what were we drifting?
We're drifting down towards that corner, and we'll do one here, and then maybe the next one we'll move a little bit shallower, and just until we. I think roughly when you can't see the bottom, which I just can't, is roughly where we want to be. Yeah, judging from where they've been getting caught recently.
There you go.
No way.
He's fighting, there's no bite.
Are you sure about that?
Do you think?
Yeah, the way he's fighting.
Not a jack? Could just be a jack?
Maybe a little jet, I don't know.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's getting heavier.
Be a pike.
It is.
It is a pike.
It's a fucking pike.
First cast.
Fucking joking. The first cast of the jerk, mate. Oh my god.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
Oh my god.
What are the chances?
You joking?
Mate, that's a good one.
It's not even small.
That's so...
It's a double, you got a question.
Hold on.
Oh my god. Oh mate. Oh my god, I want to cry.
I genuinely can't believe it. Well, we've been fishing all of about, what, a minute? If that. First cast, Tom, I put about 3 turns on the reel, and whack. We thought it was a trout to start with.
I thought so, yeah, I thought it was a trout. I couldn't believe it was a good sized pike.
Yeah.
69, the first cast.
Unbelievable, 16 pound 8.
Look at it.
Let's get it right close, have a look at this. Oh my god. Well, Tom, whatever happens today now, doesn't matter.
It's done.
It's done. Let's put her back.
It's done.
Oh, she was very ready. Well done, mate. Okay, so as you can see, I was absolutely over the moon, and I didn't even catch the fish. So next year, although I'm going to be moving away, I will be making a conscious effort to be back down in Essex for that sort of time of year, late spring, sort of going into summer, to really ever go for those fish myself. Time-wise this year, I just ran out of time and didn't get a chance to go for it myself. But I am going to make a real effort to be back for that this year. So I hope you enjoyed my top picks from my channel this year. There's been some really cool moments, and I am so happy that a few of you chose to join me on it and follow along. Here's to 2024. Here's to all the new content. Here's to new ideas. And please, if you've got input or ideas or feedback, please leave a comment. Hope everyone has a fantastic Christmas and New Year. By the time it's posted, it'll probably be between Christmas and New Year. So I hope you had a fantastic Christmas and I hope you have a fantastic New Year. See you all in 2024 and I hope all your angling dreams come true. Cheers, guys.